Gershwin Gordon is a private chef and caterer based in Johannesburg. He has many years of experience in corporate canteens, large event catering, and fine dining. Well, he's the founder of Gordon's Creations, a mobile restaurant that offers unique, customized menu to suit your needs. Well, he's in studio with us to tell us more about his work and, of course, his love for food. Good morning.
Good morning.
I mean, talk to us about your love for food and actually being in a space where you are able to, do this craft of yours.
Well, my love for food dates back many, many years. I could literally cook your 7 colors at the age of 12.
Right.
And that just comes from watching my mother cooking. Sunday meal, the 7 colors was always, the highlight of the week. So I woke up to smells of her cooking and gospel music playing in the background.
Of course.
And I would always sit around and watch. And obviously I started helping and giving a hand here. At that time we had very dirty rice. There was this black specks and, graininess.
Yes,
and I had to sort out rice. And that was the beginning of it all. And then it evolved to chopping and to peeling and so forth. And yeah, the rest is history.
Yeah. And at what point did you say, but I love this beyond just helping out? I need to take this a step further.
Well, it literally, since then, it just grew onto me because I remember at the age of 12 when I did it, I actually did it on a Wednesday and I got into trouble for that.
Yeah.
The whole Sunday meal on a Wednesday. But my mom walked in as I was doing it and my sister came afterwards and she couldn't believe it. So she's like, no, you got to do this again because everything tastes so similar, exactly how my mom makes it. So, and that's because I copied it exactly. And they gave me the test to do it. And when she figured out I can do it, I normally got the often call to say, listen, we're running late from work. Please, can you start putting up food?
Right.
Please, can you start doing the chicken and so forth? And it became, a chore for me at home. And it literally just grew and it evolved over the years.
Speak to us about how you found yourself and your signature and your space in this culinary space.
Well, I would say that traveling to the UK has got a lot to do with it because obviously I then pursued it. I did a 1-year course locally, which was hospitality management, which cooking part of it was just a subject. But then I went on to the UK and I worked for some of the best restaurants, which was the Racine in Knightsbridge, and then voted the best French restaurant in London. I could not read anything on the menu because it was all French and the culture was French and French chefs and so forth. Little to say, I didn't fit in well, but I took a lot from them. My journey there didn't end. I then went on to do a 1-year course at Westminster College in Victoria, where I learned a bit more about the trade, and then I was trained in Liverpool Street, where I then worked under a chef called Sydney. And there I learned a lot because that was like full-on cooking. I mean, Liverpool Street is like the capital hub of London. Yeah. And then, like our Santon, and guys would come in breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then all 3 meals in a restaurant. So we would push about 200 meals in literally your lunch period, and it's about a brigade of 6-7 chefs. So that was crazy. It's orchestrated chaos, but that taught me a lot of, how to deal with pressure, how to work through all the sections of the kitchen. And that was amazing. But sadly, when I came back from the UK, I left the industry and I went into corporate. And But then what happened due to COVID, I've always cooked and kept up to date with trends and stuff and cooked for functions and so forth. And when COVID came with all your pay cuts and, job losses and things like that, I had to substantiate my salary and I started selling food from home. And from there, it literally just became the odd request. Listen, depending on our lockdown levels, can you do a party for 6, a dinner for 6, a dinner for 10? And the private chefing just grew into me. And I think I'm now an established private chef in Johannesburg.
Yeah, and it was just destiny for you to end up where you were.
No, definitely.
All right, tell us about what we have here, because this is real fine dining. Start on that side. Take us through what that is.
So this is one of my signature dishes. It's a very simple dish, but the flavors are very intense. I've got an Indonesian sweet soya sauce with fresh garlic. Then you've got a guacamole, spiced guacamole. You've got your cucumber in the center, and then you've got sashimi grade tuna. And it's topped with a micro-leaf salad. You've got some scallions, and then you've got pickled ginger. So this is basically like a deconstructed sushi.
I see.
And it's a very beautiful starter, very light and flavorful.
And you can't overcook tuna. Hey, tuna is just one of those that it must just be right.
Yeah, no, so this is not seared. The other way to serve it would be seared. This is actually raw.
I see.
In sense, it's sashimi grade.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right, this?
And then this beauty over here is one of my favorites. I love my crayfish tails, lobster, seafood, and steaks. So this is my take on a surf and turf, your steak and fish.
Right.
Where I've got...
Fancy.
Thank you very much. So I've got a nice smooth mash at the bottom. Then I've got some asparagus on the side here. I've got mushrooms, exotic mushrooms. I've got nasturtium leaves, nasturtium flower. It's sitting on a coconut sauce. And then you've got your filet mignon and the crayfish tail that's been poached in butter. and just some caviar on top of that.
Okay,
So
and
that
how's
would be your main.
is it well done?
That is medium rare.
Medium rare.
Yeah.
All right, got you. And this is dessert.
So this is
Simpia's favorite, by the way. Simpia's
Oh,
a
okay.
big dessert person.
So yeah, panna cotta I would say by far is my favorite. It's a very versatile dish. It's an Italian dessert.
Yeah.
It's like a set cream jelly kind of thing. But
Yeah.
the versatility is that you can incorporate any flavor into that. Which today I went with the monochrome colors, which is all yellow. Where I've got my passion fruit panna cotta. You've got my passion fruit and lemon sauce on the side there. Then I've curd actually, and then I've got my fresh passion fruit on the one side here and some edible flowers just to break the textures and the colors and make it look, it pop a bit on the plate.
Right. And
So-
a panna cotta must also look, it must be according to standards. It's just one of those, fine dining ones.
No, definitely. And the secret to that is if you do that,
Yeah.
you must have that wobble. And it mustn't fall apart, but it must still be firm enough. And that's a perfect panna cotta.
I see. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. And over here, we've just got a classic, once again, Italian. That is just a tiramisu. There's many different ways of plating it up. Today, I've went with that style. It's not normally how I would do it, but yeah, just to give a nice portion over there. And obviously, it's a coffee. It's got some mascarpone. It's got some brandy. It's drizzled with a bit of a reduced coffee. And then just some chocolate shavings on top of that. And yeah.
Are you finding that there's for you, like a go-to dessert? There are people that, for instance, cooked food is not their thing, but most of your clients will come to you and say, this is the go-to dessert. Are you finding that with most of your clients?
That would be the panna cotta.
Right.
Because if you go through my profile, I've got many of them. You got purple, you get reds with the berries, purple obviously being blueberry. And today I've done this one. So people will always, I want that. And I'm like, I'm trying to move away from this. I want to do other stuff as well. I can do other stuff. But believe you me, everybody's always requesting that. But that's why I'm saying that's my signature dessert. So obviously I just customize it to your flavors, to your liking and what you request.
And South Africans, what do we like most?
Well, it's a very diverse, I would say, clientele that I'm working with. Because people would say, I travel to Italy like 3-4 times a year and I want Italian. But remember, I've got the best. I've tasted the best, so you need to, that bar has been set, so I need to step up to that. And then you get someone else that tells me, listen, I like French food and so forth. So wherever I go, I believe that, customized menu is always what they request. And I adapt well to that because there's a lot of things that I actually cannot do, so to say, because I've been around the world as well. I've traveled a bit. I've been to Abu Dhabi, I've been to Dubai, I've been to Scotland, Switzerland. So yeah. And you pick up bits and pieces wherever you go.
All right.
Yeah.
And what's the ultimate dream for the business?
Well, the ultimate dream is obviously to have a restaurant and just to expand a bit because I find myself sometimes being double booked. Not exactly double booked, but it's first come, first serve. Where I would have a Saturday booking and then another client is looking for my services. And because my name's attached to that, I'm not there yet where I can say, listen, I've got a strong team that I can say, you run this.
Right.
So I feel I always need to be there, but obviously I need to diversify that and find a way to get around it and just expand a bit and build a strong team that I can put their trust in and say, listen, you're covering this side, I'm covering this function. And and that's business. I mean, I can't always be there.
All right. Good luck with the business. Thank you so much for paying a visit today. Well, that is our chef today. We got behind Gordon's Creations. For more on his work, you can follow him on the social media networks and all you need to know on his website.